Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. The China FUD is pretty ridiculous. They didn't do anything that they didn't already do, so it shouldn't have affected prices at all. But I'm here to tell you that crypto is China's Stalingrad mistake. Oh, China was doing pretty well in slowly capturing Asian dominance, slowly becoming more prominent on the global scale, slowly having its economy take over other economies like Taiwan, Hong Kong, and others. That's why they're able to exert a lot more influence over the United States and other countries rather than be subsequent to Taiwan and or Hong Kong, because their own cities have actually grown economically so much that Hong Kong isn't like the only Asian city in that region that's worth a damn. Same thing with Taiwan. Like China's economy is just so much bigger than Taiwan's now that the US has to pay attention to China and not so much to Taiwan because of just economic importance in the world. And don't make any mistake, the US does things for its own political and geographical interests. It doesn't do things for the good of humanity in general. That's how all countries generally act. But this is going to be a big mistake for several reasons. And it's their Stalingrad mistake because that will allow its armies to encircle kind of like China's big mistake as well. So, one of the reasons that it is a mistake is because you know that rich Chinese people and government officials are going to go for crypto. Them, not the average common citizen, is going to them and not the average common citizen. They're the ones that are going to use VPNs to get into the crypto business. And the thing is, like, once these rich people or these government officials get enough money into the crypto business, like there's going to be divisions within the CCP. Now, I'm not saying there aren't divisions within the CCP, because there are. There are quite a few people that don't agree with Xi Jinping and his policies, but they're just too afraid to speak up. But if they actually get enough power, and if the economic influence is enough, that could actually spell trouble for the ruling party, and it could just melt down. Generally, I think the younger factions of the CCP are actually less with Xi Jinping than the older, like kind of hardliners. The other thing is world banks are going to go for crypto and China is going to get left out. You see a lot of these retirement and pension funds. You see Deutsche Bank saying that crypto is volatile, but it's here to stay. You see JP Morgan getting into it, and you see other banks getting into it. They might make some like anti-crypto statements every once in a while, but they're all going to get into it sooner or later. And many of them already have. And you have like $1 trillion of money eventually pouring out into crypto. And the thing is, like, these coins are actually going to get used across the world. And if China doesn't wants to ban them and like not use them, it's going to get left out of this $1 trillion economy, whether it grows parallel to the current economy or takes it over. China's going to be left out, and they're going to be like kind of trying to scrap back in a while. And remember, they had huge crypto mining influence. They had huge crypto mining influence before they kicked them all out. So they gave up a potentially like leadership role in the global economy. And I think people are going to see that and they're going to blame the current administration, and there will be even more divisions within the government. So like I think internal strife is actually going to build up because of this in the years and decades to come. That's one prong. China might look like it's strong right now and foraging straight ahead, maybe conquering Stalingrad and conquering like this crypto, basically pushing crypto out. But they're going to have to fight tooth and nail, just like the German soldiers in Stalingrad, for each and every building, because there are a lot of allies. There are a lot of small countries in that region that are actually adopting crypto, and it's going to find it very, very hard to overcome them, because crypto actually gives them a way to circumvent the Chinese economy and actually just interface with the rest of the world. So they're going to fight tooth and nail for this. You see, like, every country doing its CBDCs, but you even see like several countries actually adopting crypto in the Asia Pacific region. Notably, like Japan's more crypto friendly and Korea is going to be more crypto friendly. Them opening up is going to mean that they're more connected to the global economy, and they're going to have like more allies around the world that can actually use this angle to pivot against China. So that's going to close in on them in that angle, because they're going to be more economically isolated. And if you're more economically isolated, you don't have as much to say in world affairs. So I think the loss of minor influence and other South and East Asian countries, Japan, Korea, other countries in that South Asian region, more willing to adopt crypto will make them more connected with the world economy. And I think crypto is going to be a great area for economic growth, and China is going to miss out on that. When people see that, there's going to be even more division and strife in the. There's going to be more division and strife within like the different factions of the government. So the encirclement you can see is actually closing. Now, the thing is, like, maybe China wanted to blitzkrieg and basically just kick crypto out altogether, but that really hasn't worked. You see, each subsequent FUD from China is having less and less effect on the crypto market, so they are losing steam on their blitzkrieg, and the crypto is actually holding out. I think one of the main reasons that China's actually making all these extra proclamations is that the ones before have failed to actually root crypto out of China because people are using VPNs and because people are trying to find ways to actually get around this. So their blitz on crypto doesn't seem to have worked. They actually made another provision that it's actually illegal for foreign exchanges to provide services to Chinese citizens. But since those foreign exchanges, if people use VPNs, can't really tell what they are, who they are, I don't think they're going to have too much luck. And plus, I bet some of their government officials are actually using it to make money anyways. So there's going to be a lot of corruption there and basically fighting back and forth in that specific direction. So based on all those things, they're going to have a very, very hard time influencing crypto anymore. And the thing is, like in World War II, if you look at the actual spin of things, Germany wasn't the most powerful nation. Like, the most powerful nation wasn't in the war for a long time, and that was actually the United States. And like that today, the US is by far the most powerful economy, and it's not like China. It hasn't actually banned crypto. And if it actually starts embracing crypto, like some of the senators, like Pat Toomey wants them to, they could really, really be the ones that kind of like seal off the encirclement. And as China is trying to push the last remnants of crypto out, it could actually go behind and enclose the Chinese forces that are trying to push crypto out and trap them in that crypto Stalingrad that China might actually be stuck in. And then, China basically has no where else to go but surrender. Once they see the rest of the world actually adopting crypto, and they're not wanting to adopt crypto because they think it might actually challenge a digital dollar or their party's economic dominance in the country, they're not really going to have a choice if the rest of the world adopts it. They can't just isolate themselves from a globalized market. I mean, Chinese people have seen what's out there. There's enough information that's coming in. Back in the 60s, there wasn't the internet and the worldwide communication. So like, you could actually, keep people in the dust for a long time, and they don't really know how good life is out there. Now there's like many, many more people leaving the country. There's news coming back in. People actually know, and people have gotten used to the higher quality of life. So if China gets isolated from the rest of the world in this huge economic expansion, there's going to be a lot more dissension. And because the rest of the world is adopting, and China's going to get left out, they're going to get left out of the technology and the jobs, and people are seeing the government's actually keeping them back from growing, there's going to be a crumbling of the power at the top. So, that's why this crypto is China Stalingrad. That's why they're going to get encircled eventually. While trying to root the rest of crypto out of China, they're going to get encircled, and eventually they're going to be defeated. So the China and the Communist Party is making a huge mistake. I think they would have been fine if they just kept their centrally planned state economy with capitalistic elements, but they also embraced crypto. They had a good chance of overtaking the United States if they did that, but they have decided to go the other way. And I think it's the wrong way. It's basically declaring war on crypto, which has support from a lot of allies that they don't really understand. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.